guys, Lisa, One Happy Place Creations. I made a video number 2. Wah! And it is corrupt or something. It's not working very well. So I will go over really quickly what I did. All I did was I took 3 envelopes, and let's see what I did. One of them is pretty self-explanatory and the other 2 are not. And I messed up the way I had everything here. Okay, so there's 1, 2. I'm just putting these back in order. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so I'll go over all this mess in a minute. Let's see. Yeah, anyway. Okay, so what I did was I took some envelopes. Now this is just a basic A2 envelope. I cut off about 1/8 of an inch to open this side up so that, you know, then I've got a card that I cut down a little bit this way because I didn't want it to come all the way down into the crease area. And that way it you will be able to see, because I will take a piece of paper and cover this, but I will not put glue along but the very, very edge of it. And again, only butting it up to the crease, not going into the crease. So, but we'll get into that later. So all I did was, see if you look at it this way, all I did was glue the flap of the envelope to the inside of my piece, because that way I still have this piece will be going into the hinge system, and that's not going to impede that at all. Will still all lay nice and flat for that process. And then I still have an opening here for a tag. So just adding some interest to these pages. Flip this one over. Now I'm going to have tabs in these, tags in these, I mean, and I will probably have a pull out or something to that effect. So this one, I took an envelope just like this. This is a 6x6 envelope. And what I did was I slid the flap in here and glued it to the inside of this page. That way I still have an opening for another tag. Okay, so I did that. And then I decided to pull this off. You know, they just have the glue on the 2 sides here. So I just carefully pulled this away. And so now I have an exploding page, and I can take, you know, we'll go over decorating this in a little while, but trying to stay focused on what I'm talking about. So for this, what I did was, because when you try, I'll show you on this side, when you try and fit this in, because it's a 6x6 envelope, it won't go in. So I took my scissors and I just cut on both sides, well, just on one side. I cut this off right at the edge of the crease of the flap. And also, when you stick this in, so that will allow it to at least go in, but it's not going to be centered. So I will cut it off this side, but I'll show you what I did. I take it to the crease and I folded it over. Well, it goes beyond the page, so it won't allow the page to turn without it being all crumpled up and everything. So I needed to take off, like, I figured about 1/2 inch, and that way it would be easy to open up. This is the piece here, so it's about 1/2 inch, not quite. between 1/4 and 1/2. Anywhere that you want it to be it will be fine. So what I did was then I took about the distance that I wanted and I cut to the same line that I had here, and I cut to there, and I took that piece off, if you see what I did. So now this piece of the flap's gone and this piece of the flap's gone. And then I'm also going to cut this piece of the flap off. So everything for this exploding page is going to continue to work for me. I'm just making it so that I can get it into the flap and still have a nice space there. So then I have the one side done. I want the other side to match, so I took and folded the flap over to get a score line, and I'm not quite straight here, and I don't think it, you know, you can use edge to edge here and know that you're getting it straight. So that's what I'm trying to do, is get this edge back where it's edge to edge. All right, and then I'm gonna get that scored on there. Okay, burnish down. So then all I did on this side was cut all the way to my new crease and cut this section off completely. Got some sticky on these scissors. And then took this piece off. Okay. So now this fits into here all the way in, so I can glue that down at the score line, at the crease line. And since I'm making a second one, I will probably add it somewhere in here. I don't want to waste it. Then to get this opened up, this one seems to have maybe a little bit more glue than the other one, but they weren't glued down too much. I'm just inching away at that, trying not to rip the paper. But again, you're going to be covering both sides of this, so it's really not going to be that big a deal. Okay. And then once you get that kind of off of that, you can just kind of cut so that you stop ripping the paper. Okay, there's a little bit of, take that excess off of there just so it's flat. And then the same, however you go to do this, let's pull this apart. And snip it. There we go. Take it out. We'll just cut that off. There we go. Okay, so pretty clean and simple, and it makes your exploding card. Now the only other thing that I did was, when you have this in here, and you have this closed and you flip it over, it hangs off both sides. You can see the white on both sides of that. So I didn't like that, and so all I did, there's about 1/8 of an inch. I don't know if you can see that or not. Now I can either leave that 1/8 of an inch with my paper, but this being not cardstock, I wouldn't. But I folded it in 1/8 of an inch on both sides, so when you close it, it is on the inside of my page. It doesn't hang over, and I like that so much better. So that's what I'll do with this one. I'll figure out where I want it and attach it. So let me see here. I've got this envelope here with the top loading, and I have a page, and I have this envelope here that'll be exploding, and then these two pages. Another thing is I had created the exact same page twice. Right here, this one is the exact same page. So I said, oh, well, I can't deal with that. Make sure I've got that right, yeah. So I just cut it down about 1/4 of an inch on the side and about half an inch here. And then I'm just using it as one of my tags. Normally I don't cut my tags till after I put the book onto the hidden hinge system, because the hidden hinge system, the mountain part of it that goes inside of this is about 1/2 inch. And I think this will be clearance enough. I think this will be short enough, but if it's not, I can just cut it more. But that's usually one reason I don't really create the tags that go into these until after I've put these into the actual hinge system. But there's that. I'm just going to leave it in there. Let's see what else we've got. So we've got this and this. I've got, oh, this is actually going this way. I've got this one that's like this. And I did not open this up. I'm going to use this as my flap, my pocket. And it is in the hinge system this way. So I don't know. I may end up cutting this off because when it's in the hinge system, a lot of times trying to get something in and out of this kind of area is cumbersome, and I want this to be easy. You always want your books to be easy to get things in and out of and not have people have to work for stuff. So this will probably get cut open and have it going in this way. I will think on that one. And then this is the last page. I might put the exploding page here. Put this second exploding page here for the last shebang in the book. So let me see. Put this in here. Yeah. So I'm going to do that, and then you'll see how you'll want to center it and then fold it. So let me go ahead and add that in. And I'm going to put glue up to the crease, but not into the crease. And you want it about 1/8 of an inch away from your edges because the glue will spread. And if you get too much glue or too close, it squirts all out. And I don't want to seal my tubes because I want to be able to, you know, have them open. So I'm going to put this in here and I'm going to center it and get it just below the crease line and fold it over, and I'm pretty good right there. Give it a little burnish to spread that glue around. You always want to get nice good sealant on that glue. Get that glue spread out as much as possible, and that you don't, when it dries, you can't feel where you put all of the ridges, and that's another reason it's good to burnish it. And I also want to make sure there's no leakage so that I don't seal this together, because then when you go to rip it up, it's kind of a pain in the tush. Okay, so now I am over on both sides. So I'm going to open up my flaps. Let me get these out of the way so I have somewhat of a flat surface. And I'm just going to take the flap, put my fingers back here, and just pull it back onto itself and give me about 1/8 of an inch seam there. And that is going to get that to lay to the inside of my page. It's not going to, there's a little bit of a fold here, but that is not going to bother this piece at all. So I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Just going to fold it in on itself about 1/8 of an inch. There we go. And now it's folded to the inside of the page, and I'm just going to burnish these. Oops. There we go. I've got a little bit of snippet here sticking. Oh my goodness, I've got some glue on these scissors. And I'm just going to trim that off because that's not going to hinder. And I've got the same on this side. Just going to trim that little edge off. There we go. All right, so there is some added interest into my book. And now what you're going to do, go through your stash. This is, most of this is basic gray stuff. I don't think I've even ever, I did where I sent off for a basic gray big haul package thing, and they just give you what you get. And I got a lot of stuff that I thought I'd never use. Well, these are some of the things, and I think they go, remember I've been keeping out this piece of paper and this one because I'm going to use them, use the borders and things like that, and use these little cards. They're so cute. But this also has a good assortment of all the colors that are in this book. So I've picked out some things. Now, not all of this goes, so don't go, ew! But like this little date piece has a lot of the colors that are in there, and so I like that. And these are all stickers, so they're going to be nice and flat. This kind of goes, nothing pinks, nothing purples. And it just stuff that talks to you, that speaks to you. Look at the stripes. The stripes on there work really well. So, you know, there's some, where am I? There's some items there that are going to go really well with this paper. And it's going to add interest and that kind of thing. There's not really a whole lot of greens. That looks like, oh, exclamation point. I was thinking it was butter cubes. I'm like, what is that? Duh. So, you know, I'm not really going for any kind of if you were going for a certain look or something like that, then, you know, you would have lots of choices, I'm sure. Check your stash out. Don't run and buy stuff for this. This project is to use what you have, use your scrap paper up, use those things that you've had sitting in your room, run through all your stickers, run through all your ribbon, run through all of your scrap paper, and pull things out that are going to go. These are all different kind. I mean, they're mostly all basic gray, but they're different. This is PB&J, and that was a basic gray line from 2011. This is Curio from 2010. And these things are just called label stickers, and that's from 2012 series. So, you know, just look around in your stash. That is the goal of this whole program, is to use stuff that you've got, make stuff work. And these are Studio 112, which I don't remember if this is K and Company, but I don't remember if I got this at Ben Franklin's or at Joann's, but it's called Bright Tag Die Cut Stickers. And again, this is from 2011. So these are things I've had in my stash for several years now and not really used. I mean, there's one piece used on this. This stuff I'd never even opened before. So, you know, we've all got it. We've all got that stash of stuff that, does that go? Yeah, kind of, sort of. we've all got that stash of stuff that we have collected, we thought was really cute, and then we don't end up using it ever. So that's what we want to do today. We want to go through and look in your stash, get all that stuff. All right, moving on. Get this stuff in here, out of the way. So I've picked up a few things that I like to go into this book. You need to take the time to do that. I also have these papers left over to decorate my book, and I have a second one to use if I need to. I'd like to just use one, but I don't know if I'll have enough papers to do that. I also found in, let's see, these were, let's see, I think I got one from We Are Memory Keepers Memory System. It's the 4x6 journal cards. I think this notes one I got in there, and I think I got this one from there. And then Made Me Laugh is from Recollections journaling pads. I got these on clearance. They were regular $5 for $2. And I think I got these at, I got both of these at Tuesday Morning for 99 cents. So, yep, always looking for the deals, ladies and gentlemen. Always looking for the deals. But I thought these were cute and would go with the line as well, adding some interest. Some just different, nice journaling cards for that. Okay, so that'll go over here. Now what I'm going to do is try and get these envelopes decorated. And let's see. I'm going to concentrate on the design that I've got on the page and try and complement it in one way or another. And a lot of times what you can do is look on the back side and see, you know, get an idea of what might be complementary as well. So I'm going to spread these out and flip them over and see what all I've got here. Okay, so I actually like this. Oh, and I like that too. Not with that, but I love this. Stripes, X's, whatever you want to call it. That's really about the only one I'm going to like with that other than this one. And I got to make sure, where did I put my... Yeah, I've got one of those over here, but where's my other one? My one with the little cards on it. I don't see it here, so I must have pulled it out. Hopefully, but I kind of like that there because it's going to be on the red, and I think that will make a nice contrast. And then I can use either some stickers or something to add to this and add to this. Okay, so let's see what size I need. Keeping in mind that you're only going to go to the crease or just before the crease and not on the crease. And you can use any size. Oh, and another trick, after a while, you know, you put your edge of your ruler on here, but you don't really know that the edge of this ruler is just perfect. So start with your 1 and line that line up to the edge of your paper. Then you know it's absolutely straight. And you just know you need to subtract. So this right here is, it shows 5 1/4, but it's 4 1/4. And that's beyond the crease. So I need to do 4 3/16. 4 3/16. So that's what I'm going to do there. And which way do I like the swirls? I like the swirls going that way. Okay, so 4 3/16, and we'll see how that works. And all these little strips that I cut off, I save those because I can add that to other things. 4 3/16. There we go. I keep saying it because I don't want to forget it. All right, so let's see how we're looking here before I move on cutting. Okay, that's going to be very good. That's going to get me to the top and to the bottom, but not impede my... Okay, and then I need... Where's my ruler? Thank you. Starting lining this up on the 1. And it is, well, it shows almost 6 3/4, but it's 5 3/4 because we're subtracting the 1. So 5 3/4, not quite. So it's maybe a 1/16 of an inch off. So I'm going to go 5 3/4 minus 1/16. Okay. Mine has 16 lines between the 1 and the 2. So each one of those is 1/16. 3/4 is right here, and every quarter has a line. Now each one of these is set up differently, so hopefully I'm going to be making sense to you. I'm just going to back it 1 line off and make sure it's lined up and cut. And that doesn't look right. No, it's not. Oh my gosh. You know what? I'm going to make it work. I'm sure you all were hollering at me majorly. Okay, so I'm going to back it off. I'm going to put these together. Let me cut it off of this side. I'm going to put this here where I want it to cut. So here's 5 3/4, and I backed it off 1/16, and I'm going to line this right up with it so that I have what I need to cut off. Cut that off, and I can put one of these on there. I can put a sticker on there. I can make it work. So don't worry about it. It's all good. I'm not wasting that piece of paper because I cut it wrong. I just glue it on together like it's one and do something to cover it up. Okay, see, we all make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. There was only one person on this earth that was perfect. Okay, so we're going to line this up and see how we look here. Yeah, good. Got a little bit of edge all the way around, which is what I wanted. There we go. I like it. I like it. All right, so I'm just going to glue this down. I know it kills me to not use this, but, you know, actually, how would that look? Oh, look at that. That would be really cute, especially since it's continued on right there. And that would be really cute and add a lot more interest. Very cool. I like. And it has these too. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. See? Happy stance. Every time I make a mistake, it usually ends up making the coolest pages. I don't know why. But make every oops into a silver lining. Yay! Love it! Okay, so we're going to put this down. Oh, shoot. I can't put glue for here. So I'm going to rub this off, and I'm going to rub this bottom off. I forgot all about that. Very important, very important. Do not glue down here. Now I will lift it up and put a little bit of glue around the bottom, but you don't want to glue down. I might have to re-glue this, but you don't want to glue down your pocket so that you can't get anything in there. Get a little burnishing going here. Let's make sure nothing's sticking that's not supposed to. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I need to re-glue this. This stuff dries fairly quickly, so if you wait too terribly long to put it down, it doesn't have enough bite to it. And if you find it easier to put the glue on the envelope, you know, that's probably the way I should have gone with that anyway, because it just is going to give you more control over what's getting glued and what's not getting glued. Okay. And I can still get that in there. Yes. Very nice. Okay. So for this piece, I'm going to butt it up against that. Did I get that crooked, or am I just in the angle? Well, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is put glue on this. About 1/8 of an inch away from where you're going to want the glue to actually seal the edges together, because that's how much, as long as you don't wait too long, that's how much the glue will spread. So we're going to put this right here and butt it right up. Butt it right up to there. Oops, I got it. Oh, come here. If you're hurry, you can move it a bit. And I'll probably have to put more glue on it. But that's all right. That's all right. Okay. And it definitely is not on straight either. But I'm not going to fuss with that at this point. I'm going to, this needed a little bit more glue here. It didn't get stuck down. I just waited a little too long on there. And then I put way too much glue. So I'm actually going to try and burnish that back into the card a bit. That way. And then bring this down. There we go. And burnish that down. I've got a big glob of glue in there. Okay, make sure, oh, see, got a big glob of glue in there and it's stuck. There we go, not much. Not much. And I'm going to decorate this. I can put a sticker there. I can do whatever I'm going to do. I'm going to take that out right now. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take just a very tiny bit of glue. And I did leave that down there a little too. I'm going to take a little bit of, oh no, it's good. A little bit of glue and glue this, seal this right on the edge. So you don't want to squirt too much. Try and put it about 1/8 of an inch back, because you don't want to get the glue into the seal either. But you do want this to be sealed down. Okay. Burnish it and spread that glue out. There we go.